सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। शुकासारिखे पूर्णवैराग्यजाचे वसिष्ठा परिज्ञानयोगेश्वराचे कवी वाल्मिका सारिखा मान्य ऐसा नमस्कार माझा तया रामदासा। गणाधीश जो ईश सर्वा गुणांचा मुळारंभ आरंभ तो निर्गुणांचा। नमो शारदा मूळ चत्वार वाचा गमू पंथ आनंत या राघवाचा। जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ। We were seeing Rama Nama Mahima, the greatness of Bhagavan Shri Rama's name and chanting Bhagavan's Nama. And Samarth Ramdas Swami was trying to explain us from all levels. Right from the highest level also he explained, then from the worldly level also, even from samsaric absolute lower level also he explained. He said, Jaya Cheni Name Mahadosha Jati. Chanting that God's name, even Mahadoshas are, they go away. Mahadosha is the papa performed because of the Nishiddha karma. Mahadosha, and that also not some simple Nishiddha karma, stealing and lying and drinking liquor and killing and cheating, hurting somebody for no reason, etc. Such Mahadosha that you have gathered from many births, they also will go away when you chant God's name. The best example for this is Ratnakara. That Ratnakara dacoit, he had performed so many, all these Mahadoshas were there for him, isn't it? But just by chanting God's name, he became Valmiki Rishi. So what the point is? The point is that chanting God's name is not just some simple thing. It can do wonders. It can take away all our papas, even of some other birth also, which we don't even know. Jaya Cheni Name Gati Pavijeti. Not only that it will remove the past papas, but it will give you whatever is required, whatever is needed, whatever you want. Gati Pavijeti. You will get what Gati is required. And what Gati is attainment. No, what attainment is the highest? Highest attainment is that self-knowledge, that realization. Even that you will get by chanting God's name. Jaya Cheni Name Ghade Punya Theva. By chanting whose name, you acquire more and more punya. Prabhate Mani Rama Chinti Dadava. That Bhagavan Shri Rama you should remember in the morning. And for this, what you have to do? You have to spend nothing. Naveche kada granthiche arthakahi. Nothing from your pocket you have to spend. Mukhe nama uchcharita kashta nahi. There is no physical trouble that you are going through for chanting God's name. It is not like other tapas, etc. It is not like even the worldly things for which you have to put lot of efforts. You want to build house. Is it easy? No. Sweat and toil and everything you have to do to build that house. To chant name, God's name. What you have to do? Nothing. No money you have to spend from your pocket. No efforts are required, even physical. Mahagora samsara shatru jinava. But by that what happens? Jinava, you will win over this greatest enemy of yours, which is called as samsara. Mind only appearing as samsara. Even that you can conquer. Prabhate mani Rama chintita java. So this is the low risk, high reward sadhana. There is nothing that you have to invest, but you get so much in return. Right? And therefore what? You must chant God's name. Don't have any kind of apprehension about it. Dehe dandaneche mahadukha hai. You have lot of pain, lot of sorrow when you what do you say? When you make your body go through certain kind of hardship in tapas, etc. Purposely you make the body go through such kind of difficult times. That is tapas. In Ramanama there is no such, physical pain. Further, Mahadukkate nama gheta narahi. Even that pain which you have in the body, that also will not be there when you start chanting God's name. We were saying in the last session, no? That even, if the body is undergoing some worse kind of pain, even that eases off when we chant God's name. Actually, there is nothing else we can do also, isn't it? You take medicine, but medicine will take its own time to, have its effect. Doctor or your near and dear ones, your family members, they can only soothe you, they can only console you. More than that, what can they do? The only thing that will really help is chanting God's name. Sada Shiva chintita se deva deva. Haven't you seen? Even Sadashiva is Lord Shiva, who is considered to be greatest tapasvi, greatest yogi, adi yogi. Even that Lord Shiva, chintita se, he continuously thinks about Sri Rama. Prabhate mani Rama chintita java. That Sri Rama we must remember in the morning. Bahutapari sankate sadhanachi. Vrate dana udyapaneti dhanachi. In all other kinds of sadhanas, there are lots of obstacles, lots of problems, lots of calamities can come. It is not easy to perform many other sadhanas. We saw yajna, dana, tapa. There is so much of, problems might come. Vrate, different vows that you take up, dana, even sharing, etc. is not easy. Udyapana means conclusion of your anusthana, etc. It is tough. Dhanachi, and it also requires money. But chanting God's name, remembering God, that does not cost anything. That has no problem. Dinacha dayalu mani athavava. We must remember that Lord who always protects the downtrodden. He will protect us. He will take care of us. With that faith, we should chant God's name. And Prabhate mani Rama chintita java. We should remember God in the morning. Now here, we also saw nahi ninda nyaya. Nahi ninda nyaya means anyasya ninda anyasya stutyartham. Something is criticized, not to criticize that, but to praise something else. Right? So other sadhanas here are criticized not to criticize other sadhanas, but to praise and glorify the sadhana of Ramanama japa. Right? So what, as an intelligent seeker, what we must do? We can do other sadhanas. While doing other sadhanas, we must chant God's name. That is the right thing to do. Nowhere, no Shastra will say that you stop doing all that. And even when it says that you stop doing all that and study only this or do only this, what it means is it has got its own, importance. And Bhagavad Gita, sometimes when Bhagavad Gita is praised, etc., they will say that whatever you can study in crores of Shastras, you will study in one text called Bhagavad Gita. Now that doesn't mean that we should not study other texts. Mind is mind. As many texts as possible we have to. Why? Because mind will have its own different ways of, finding loopholes. So we have to close all those loopholes. So we study all the texts. But we understand the importance of Bhagavad Gita. So this Nahi Ninda Nyaya we should always remember. In the Puranas, etc., when Vishnu Purana or Puranas connected with Bhagavan Vishnu, Bhagavata Purana, etc. will be there, then what will happen? Vishnu Bhagavan will be shown as the highest, and the story will be there that Lord Shiva and Brahmaji, they had ego, and then how Bhagavan Vishnu treated them and showed them correctly what should be done. Now you read Shiva Purana, Linga Purana, etc., then you will see Lord Shiva as the greatest and Vishnu Bhagavan had ego, and then Lord Shiva, taught him a lesson. Now sometimes you wonder whether Vishnu Bhagavan is great or Shiva. The point is all are great only. When you study something, that thing will be praised. That is for praise only. We should take that in the context, not blow it out of proportion and say that, oh, here it is said that all sadhanas have sankata, therefore sadhana should not be done. Nowhere it is saying like this. Sadhanas are criticized not to criticize those sadhanas, but to praise and glorify the sadhana of japa. So this point we must always remember, right? Sometimes we want to praise somebody also. We say, oh, what dancer you are. You are like Michael Jackson only. Or what a singer you are. You are like Lata Mangeshkar only. Now in one way it is a praise of those people. But in another way, it is criticism of Lata Mangeshkar and Michael Jackson, isn't it? They were not singing and dancing so badly. But we don't take it in that context. We keep it to praise of these people. Right? So we should understand this point. Sadhanas are criticized not for criticism, but to praise the greatest sadhana for Kali Yuga, and that is Nama Japa, Nama Sankirtana. Right? So that we must always keep it in our mind. Right. Then what? Then he said, Samasta made sara sachara ahe. Kalena tari sarva shodun pahe. Jiva samshayo vauga to tyajava. Prabhate mani ramachinti tadava. He said, in all the scriptures, the essence of all teachings is this. You chant God's name. Kalena tari sarva shoduni pahe. If you don't accept, you go and search, he says. This is the again a very interesting thing about Indian culture. We don't say blindly have faith. No. If you don't have faith, you go and search. Go through all the scriptures, study all the scriptures. You will see this should be the essence. Jiva samshayo vauga to tyajava. This kind of samshaya, doubt, etc., which you have, you should give up. So if you want to build your own faith, you go through the scriptures and see what the scriptures are telling. We were seeing in the last session how from Shruti, Smriti, Purana, Itihasa, Santa Sahitya, everywhere they are praising the sadhana of Nama Sankirtana. We have Vedas themselves doing this. Upanishads are telling. We saw Kalisantarana Upanishad saying very clearly, Bhagavata Adipurushasya Nama Uchcharana Matrena Niradhuta Kalir Bhavati. Uchcharana Matrena. Just by chanting his name, you will be washed of all the sins of Kali Yuga. And that is where in that Kalisantarana Upanishad, the very powerful name is given. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Okay? Now some people they are very, what to do. They will twist this line also and they will put Hare Krishna first. Why? Because we think Krishna is the greatest. Arey, how does it matter? Rama is first, Krishna is. From our childhood onwards, what we have heard Hare Rama first. And that is what it is there in the Upanishad also. Now to have your own theory, you start to twisting all these things. It's stupid, all those things are. Chant God's name. At least at that time, don't see Sri Rama and Sri Krishna as different. They are both avatars of same Mahavishnu. And Sri Rama avatar was before, so automatically his name will come before. Sri Krishna avatar happened later. Treta Yuga and Dwapar Yuga we are talking about. Chant God's name, that is most important. Not just in Shruti, in Smriti also, Bhagavad Gita we saw Yajnanam Japa Yajñosmi. We saw in Bhagavata Mahatmya also. What phala you will not get by doing all kinds of other things. Tapas, yoga, samadhi, etc. You will get it by chanting God's name. Even Srimad Bhagavata itself explains how in each yuga, different sadhanas become very prominent and powerful according to the minds of people of that yuga. In Satya Yuga, Krita Yuga, in the first one, they say meditation is the sadhana. Why? Because already the minds are so pure. In Treta Yuga, they start to worship natural forces, therefore Yajna Yaga becomes the sadhana, main sadhana. Meditation also will be there, but Yajna Yaga will become main sadhana. In Dwapar Yuga, puja will become, worship will become main sadhana. And that is why you have lots of worship related things in Dwapar Yuga you will see. Even in Mahabharata etc. you will see. But in Kali Yuga, what is that? Hari Kirtanat. Chanting God's name. Just by chanting God's name, how many great saints have reached that sainthood? You know that, right? If you see the Santa Charitra, if you see the lives of so many saints, just by chanting God's name, they have reached there. So, keeping that in mind, we must chant God's name. Padma Purana also says that Harinama Mantraihi Nashyet Papa Pishachakam. We saw Brihan Naradiya Purana also. Harer Nama Iva Kevalam. Kalau Nastyeva Gatiranyata. In Kali Yuga, Kalau, there is no other path. Harer Nama Iva Kevalam. That alone is there. And then we saw also in Santa Sahitya, in the literature of saints, we see importance given to Nama Sankirtana. Even the saints who were philosophers means what? They did refuting and they critical analysis etc. Also those who did. Bhagavan Adi Shankaracharya you say, or Lakshmidhara Kavi you say, or so many such great philosophers, they also in their literature, they gave so much importance to bhakti, so much importance to Nama Sankirtana. Namasmaranad anyopayam nahi pashyamo bhavatarne Rama Hare, Krishna Hare, Tava Nama Vadami Sadandra Hare. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says in the Shavatara Stotra that there is nothing, Namasmaranad anyopayam nahi pashyama. There is no other path. Therefore, chant God's name. Lakshmidhar Kavi has written an entire text on it. We have Samarth Ramdas Swami, Tukaram Maharaj, Jnaneshwar Maharaj. You take any saints, even the recent saints if you take from last century. Whether it is Gurudev, whether it is Swami Vivekananda, whether it is Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, whether it is Gondolekar Maharaj. So many great saints are there in all parts of India. They always promoted this sadhana of Nama Sankirtana. In so many ashrams if you go, Akhanda Nama Sankirtana goes on. Divine Life Society, for example, Rishikesh, if you go, Pujya Gurudev's Guru, no? Swami Shivananji Maharaj established, you will see that in that ashram, one room is there which is only for chanting God's name and continuously 24 hours Nama Sankirtana is going on. 24 hours. Somebody will be there who will go there and sit and do Nama Sankirtana, then somebody else will come. Like that. It keeps on happening. So at any time you go and sit there for some time, some Sankirtana will be going on. The same thing is true in so many places. These devotees of Gondalekar Maharaj, they have that Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram continuously playing in their home. See, that is the crux of all the sadhanas. That is the crux. Therefore, we must do this. Now what? He continues further, explains us some more points. Verse number 76. Nave karmana dharmana yoga kahi, nave bhogana tyagana sanga pahi, mhane dasa vishwasanami dharava, prabhate mani rama chinti tajava. Jai Jai Raghuvira Samartha. He says, Nave karma. Karma yoga will not give you that. Dharma, even following of dharma will not give. Yoga or controlling of mind, etc., using Ashtanga yoga, even that will not. Nave bhoga, even enjoying the world of objects also will not give you that. Na tyaga, giving up all that also will not give. What will give? Only Nama Sankirtana will give you that ultimate. This is one meaning of the first line. Second interesting meaning of this first line that some commentators have given is, they say we can't do anything properly. Na karma we can do properly, dharma we can't do properly, yoga we cannot do properly. They say even bhoga we cannot do properly. Tyaga also we cannot do properly. Nothing of this we can actually follow. See, sometimes we say, I am just going to enjoy. Try. Just enjoyment, try. How long can you do? Try. They speak of this cheat day, etc. Have you heard cheat day? Those who are on strict diet, etc., they will say cheat day. Cheat day means that day you can eat whatever you want. You may decide that, but finally, even that you can't do properly. Isn't it? How many times we say, Veggie, there was a time when I used to eat so much, now now body does not support. You see, even bhoga we can't do properly. Forget about sadhanas. Sadhanas is a different thing. Even enjoyment we can't do properly. And then half of the time guilt will be there. Then why are you doing? No, but so cheat day also, while eating all the things, you are calculating the calories. Then what kind of enjoyment is that? I am not saying you should do bhoga. I am not saying that. I am saying nothing we can do properly. Why? Because in all these things there will be something which is difficult. For karma there will be something difficult. Following the path of dharma requires lot of determination. Yoga, etc. Control means, you must have seen those yogis, etc. What kind of control they have? Whether over their body or over their breath or over their mind. Even for bhoga, you need lot of skill and lot of practice. It does not happen overnight. Even bhoga is enjoyment, I am saying. Eating competitions used to be there. Who eats more? It requires training. They need to go through proper things. Na tyaga. And some people they leave. Guruji says one thing very nicely. He says people, have bad habits, and they want to give up. So one day I met a person. He says, I am expert in giving up bad habits. So Guruji said, how? He says, every week I give up bad habit. Guruji says, so many bad habits you have? No. Every week I give up same bad habit. Why? Because every week I give up, after 2 days again I get it. Again I start doing it. Again after 1 week I give up. So I am very good in what? In giving up. Means what? You have not given up. You keep taking it back. Even Tyaga we can't do properly. Even in Tyaga we have likes and dislikes. Sometimes when you go to this Gaya and Haridwar and all those places where Prayagraj, etc., when you have to do Shraddha Karma, last rites, etc. Not last rites, the Shraddha Karma, etc. for all the ancestors. And then they will ask that you have to give up something. Have you, any one of you? You have gone. So they say generally you have to give one vegetable, give up, that you will not eat, one fruit and one leafy vegetable also. All these three things you have to give up. In that also we think, which one I don't like, and that one I give up. Don't we do that? I remember one Panditji who was doing Shraddha Karma, who was helping me to do Shraddha Karma. He told very nice thing, because he saw Brahmacharya, so he opens up all these things. Everybody he may not say. He said, Swamiji, if you really want to give up something, don't think what you don't like or what you do. He says, think what those ancestors used to like and therefore you also like. Those things should be given up. I said, that is a very good thought. So when I did that Shraddha Karma for my father, grandfather, grandmother, etc., I chose one thing that three of them used to like, which I also like, and that needs to be given up. Not something that I don't like. Easy. Anyways, I don't like that, so better I give up that. No. What they used to like. Because you are doing Shraddha Karma for them, no? So that thought should be there. This is something that is something. Why? Because Tyaga also we are not very good at. Or something that we are going to eat very rarely, that one we will give up. So that you don't have to worry. Anyways, we don't. No, every day use something which is there, something that you eat often, that should be given up. I am just giving example of this eating, but in everything Tyaga, even when you have to give up things, you decide what to give up, what not to give up. Then what kind of giving up is that? So another way of looking at this first line is, neither karma nor dharma nor yoga nor bhoga nor tyaga we can do properly. The only thing that we can do properly is chant God's name. Why? Because we can't make mistake in that. And God is such, even if you make a mistake, He will accept. Again that famous story of Ratnakara. When Naradji told him to chant God's name, the God's name is not coming to mouth. Why? So many bad karmas, so many papas you have performed. How it will come? So Naradji said, okay, you can't say Rama, 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 you say Mara, 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 Mara. Die, 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 die. Mara, Mara you can say nicely. Yeah, because I have been killing so many people. So he started saying Mara, 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 Mara. It automatically became Rama, 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 Rama. Only one thing that we can do properly is take God's name. Doesn't require any skill also. All other things require skill. I told you, even bhoga requires skill. This does not require. I had heard very nice story once, that there was one person who used to chant Shiva Purana every day. Shiva Purana. Every day he used to chant. And one day what happened, he went to some other village, so to some other place for some work, and he was returning on his bicycle, and while coming back he understood that I will not reach home in time, so I will not be able to chant that Shiva Purana, which is my Nitya Niyama, every day's Niyama. So he thought that on the way only let me start chanting. But that day, he was not remembering the starting. And I am sure all of us have gone through this. Something that we do every day, if we don't remember the beginning, nothing we remember. And then it becomes so much, what is the beginning, what is the beginning, because every day you are chanting. And some days it just does not click. So he is trying to remember what is the beginning. He is not able to do. He got very frustrated. Every day I chant and I am not able to remember. Now what to do? So what he did, he put his bicycle on the roadside. He stopped the bicycle. He sat down and he closed his eyes. Remember Lord Shiva and said, A-I, U, A-I, O, Maha, Kakha, Ganga, Cha-Cha, Ja-Ja, Ta-Tha-Da-Da-Na, Ta-Tha-Da-Da-Na, Pa-Pa-Ba-Ba-Ma, Yarala, Vasha, Sha-Sa, A-I, U, A. He started chanting the entire Varnamala. What is happening? He chanted that Varnamala 1,000 times and then prostrated to Lord Shiva and said, Bhagavan, I am not remembering what is beginning of Shiva Purana and therefore I am not able to chant Shiva Purana, but you remember Shiva Purana and you know. Now I have chanted all the letters 1,000 times. You make Shiva Purana out of it and take it as my offering. See, the point is, he sat there and did this 1,000 times. That kind of feeling pleases Bhagavan. Please remember, it doesn't matter we do it with mistake. See, when small children, they start to talk, no? They can't speak nicely. So they will always have those kind of, like children talk, you must have different kind of thing. But you see, even that sound and those words which come out from children's mouth, that is such a nectarine thing for the mother and father. Isn't it? You can't say, hey, you should not pronounce it like this. Pa should be like, hey, you don't care about all that. It is only us who keep fighting for all those things. Bhagavan doesn't need bhava. Bhaktya tushyati keshava. Natu gunaihi. Bhakti priyo madhava. He doesn't care about your perfection in chanting it. If there is perfection in chanting, very good, because it shows your sincerity to do that. There is nothing against it. But the point is, we can't just keep on roaming around that, saying that if only perfection is there, then only, you start chanting. In South India, you have Namah Shivaya. They will prolong Akara also into A. Rama, Krishna, Shiva. In South India you come, it will be like that. In North India you go, it will be half. They will not even say they will cut it. Ram, Krishna, Namah Shivaya. They will not say Namah Shivaya. Now the point is whether you say Namah Shivaya or Namah Shivaya. Shiva understands, what you are chanting. So as long as that devotion connection is there, it is all okay. Don't be too critical about all those things. Yes, if you are passionate about it, try to understand what is the correct pronunciation and chant. There is nothing wrong with it. It's always good. But please remember, the primary thing that is necessary is the feeling. And that does not require any skill. That's why everybody can do it. Manedasa Vishwasa Nami Dharava. Manedasa, Ramadasa is saying, he says, Samarth Ramdas Swami says, I am telling you, Nami Vishwasa Dharava. There should be firm faith in Bhagavan's name. Prabhate Mani Rama Chintita. See, when the scriptures, etc., and you must have seen the proverbs, faith can move mountains. Please understand, faith can actually do that. It is not a praise, it is a fact. Today is story day. Another story I am remembering. There was one man who had that, who was a, what do you call, mantra vaidya. Vaidyas in our history, in our culture have been of many types. So there are some Ayurveda Vaidyas, etc. are there, some are Pranic Vaidyas and some are, Mantra Vaidyas, some are even that money, etc. They used to have different gems and jewels. Using that, they used to treat people. So this one was Mantra Vaidya. Mantra Vaidya means whatever is there, by chanting proper mantra, he will cure the disease. So one day, one young man saw this Vaidya treating snake bite with just chanting mantra. Somebody got bitten and this Vaidya came and just by chanting, he removed that. The young man became very fascinated and immediately went to that Vaidya and said, I want to learn this. Vaidya said, you say, I can't teach like this because the knowledge that we get is a very secretive knowledge. We have to first check whether the person is ready or not, whether he is in that family or not. Then only we give. Otherwise, there's such a power which is there in the mantras, if it goes in wrong hands, the same mantra will be used for wrong things. So we have to choose. I can't just give you like this. But this young man, no, I want to learn. Every day he will go and he will, eat his head. I want to learn. So one day this Vaidya became so irritated. He said, okay, come here. Let me give you that mantra. Dam, Deem, Doom. This is the mantra. Go. And that young man became so happy. I got mantra from my guru now, and he started going and he sat in meditation and started thinking about Dam, Deem, Doom, Dam, Deem, Doom, Dam, Deem, Doom. Now my guru has given me mantra. Yes. One day it so happened that a prince of that kingdom, a king's son, got snake bite. So immediately that dun, listen, oh, all the villagers, etc. That announcement was made that whoever can treat this snake bite, you will get 1,000 gold coins. And this actual Vaidya was not there at that time. He had gone to some other village for something else. So when that Vaidya was not found, this young man who had gotten mantra from his guru, he went and he said, I can cure snake bites. So the king said, who are you? He said, you remember that Vaidya? I am that Vaidya's student. Vaidya has given me this mantra and I can treat. King said, okay, anyways, if nothing happens, then he will die anyways. So please try. And he went there and he chanted, Dam, Deem, Doom, Dam, Deem, Doom, Dam, Deem, Doom. And he became fine. The prince became fine. So when this Vaidya came back and he heard the entire story, he was stunned. Why? Because he knew Dam, Deem, Doom is not the mantra. He knew just to, send that young man, away. He gave some mantra. Then he called and he said, how did you treat? He said, it is all your grace only. You gave me mantra. Here are 1,000 coins. All for you only. You are not there, right? And he said, this is the power of faith. This is the power of faith. Many times it happens, we don't have faith in ourselves, but our guru has faith in us. Many times it happens. And you know why we don't have faith in ourselves? Because we think that I am going to do. That is the problem. The moment we understand it is the God, it is my guru who is going to do, there is no question of having no faith. You start, serving Gurudev's vision, you will get so many such examples. One example happened in front of my eyes. There was one project which was being taken by Chinmaya Mission Pune, and it was a new team. I was a small kid at that time, but I remember this vividly. And it was a new team and huge project. They were not able to, even think about it. And there was a new Brahmachari posted there, and he was little, scared. Because first time you go to a center and suddenly one huge project comes, which is, all over Chinmaya Mission, they are promoting this, and we have to take care of the project. And he was little bit scared, and he went to Swamiji, and more than him, the entire committee was shattered. How will we raise this much money? From where money will come? We have never done anything like this. So Brahmacharya ji tried to inspire them little bit, saying that, it will happen, it is Gurudev's work. But they were not listening. So he said, okay, let us do one thing, let us all go to Guruji. At that time Guruji was head of the mission. So everyone, all of us, I also, my parents also, everybody, we went to Guruji. And we went to Guruji, and he said, so Guruji, we have brought all these people because they have some doubts about all these things. So Guruji said, what is the doubt? So they said, Guruji, this is such a big program. We don't know whether we are capable of, taking such program in hand or not. So we don't think we will be able to raise this much money. So Guruji said, okay, you tell me what is your plan for raising funds first. Then they started telling that, we thought that we will do like this, and we will do one program for fundraising, and then we will go to these people and everyone will contribute, etc., etc. So many plans he discussed. He said, plans are very good, go on and, start implementing. And just next to him, there was one envelope kept, Guruji gave this to that Brahmacharya saying that keep this envelope. When you finish all your work and you could raise whatever you could raise, open this envelope, remaining amount will be in this envelope. Whatever is required for the program to happen, don't worry. You already have it. So if you can't raise a single rupee, the entire amount will be in this. And he took, and all of us came back. We started raising fund, and it is Gurudev's name. When we started raising funds, we could raise more than what was required. So when the program got over and it was very nice, everybody was happy, all the committee members and Brahmacharya, all of us again went to Guruji, and Brahmacharya said that, we have to give this envelope back to you because we didn't open it. And he gave the envelope back. Guruji took it and he opened the envelope and showed everybody that it was empty envelope. He said, I knew you will be able to do it. You imagine? We have no faith in ourselves because we think I am going to do it. The moment we realize Gurudev's work, and I am telling you, you start working for Gurudev, you will see miracles happening. You will see how from somewhere somebody will come and suddenly they will give money, they will give help. Suddenly one person will come and will say, volunteering is required, I am free for 10 days. We were searching for volunteers everywhere and suddenly somebody comes from nowhere. We will see miracles happening. The only thing that is required is faith. That's what Samarth Ramdas Swami says, Manedasa Vishwasa Nami Dharava. We should have faith in God, in that name of the God. And it can do wonders. Right? Now he says, very beautiful thing. Let us see. Verse number 77. Kari kama nishkamaya raghavache, Kari rupa swarupa sarva jivanse, Kari chanda nirdvandva he guna gata, Hari kirtani vritti vishwasa hota. Jai Jai Raghuvir Samartha. Hari kirtani vritti vishwasa hota. When you have faith in God's name and in God, you know what happens? He says, all your negativities, you direct them towards God and they will become positivities. Kari kama nishkama ya raghavache. Raghavache kama nishkama kari. You have lot of desires, you want this, that. Don't, Bhakti Shastra is not telling to give up all the desires. They are saying, turn that desire towards Bhagavan. You have lust, turn that lust towards Bhagavan. You have anger, turn that anger towards Bhagavan. You add that component of Bhagavad Bhakti into it and that same negativity will become positivity. You are saying attachment is my problem. Be attached to God. Then it will become solution. Solution to get detached from all other people. So, desiring Lord, one becomes Nishkama. How? Because Bhagavan is Nishkama. You see, suppose there is flood and everybody, all the things are going down the stream of the river and you are there. Imagine if you take help of something that already is flowing in the river. What will happen? Nothing. You will continue to go down. You have to hold on to something which is outside the river. Isn't it? A branch which is coming from top, that you hold on to, then you will be saved. Like that, if we keep on holding on to things and beings of the world, they themselves are in samsara. If you hold on to such people, together both of you will go down in samsara together, faster. Why? Because cumulative weight becomes more, no? Center of gravity, center of mass, everything changes. You will go down faster. If we don't want to get drowned, what we should do? We should turn our attention to something which is beyond this samsara. So desire is there. Don't have desire for the world. Why? Because that will take me down. Have desire for God because it will uplift me. It will make me nishkama. Why? Because Bhagavan is nishkama. Bhagavan doesn't have any desire. So you hold on to that Bhagavan for desire, you will also become desireless. Kari Rupa Swarupa Sarvajivanse. You meditate on the form of the Lord and you will understand that Nirguna form of the Lord which is there in all, which is the nature of all jivas, all beings. See how beautiful is this Shastra. That's the main difference between Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Jnana Yoga will say, no, desire is there, give up desire, give up desire. Saguna Rupa, no, Nirguna Rupa you must meditate upon. Which is right also according to some people. But this Shastra says, if you have desire, no problem. Why? Turn that desire towards God. If you love God's form, if you love Saguna Rupa, no problem, you keep on meditating on Saguna Rupa. What will happen? Eventually you will realize that Nirguna Rupa of Bhagavan. We see this happening with all the saints. Great Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa loved that Kali Mata so much that every single time he will sit for meditation, Kali Mata only will come. So when his guru came, Totapuri Maharaj came and said that if you, close your eyes and remember that form, cut that form. Cut that form with the sword of Vairagya. And you will see that Devi herself becoming you. We have Tukaram Maharaj telling that when I went to see Bhagavan, Bhagavan was not there. When I looked at myself, I saw Bhagavan. Oh, what is this? What a beautiful thing. What is this? Continuously meditating on Saguna Rupa, we will eventually also realize Nirguna Rupa of Bhagavan. Sarva Jivanse, which is there in all jivas. Tulsidas ji also says, no, wherever I see Sri Rama and Sita ji. Why? Because so much Saguna Bhakti was there. Kari Chanda Nirdvandva hai Gunagata. Gunagata, by singing God's glories. Kari Chanda. Chanda has got very interesting, connotation. Chanda, in simple Marathi, Chanda means pastime. What do you like to do? But in a deeper sense, Chanda also means habit or that pull. No, I want to do that again and again. That is called as Chanda. And finally, Chanda also means intoxication. That you must have seen, those people who are so much seekers of music, etc. They go in some other zone when they listen to music. Nad. This is not that sound nada in Sanskrit. This is Marathi nada. Nada means, you go mad. You go mad in that. He says, if you have that kind of chanda for Bhagavan, it will make you nirdvandva. Nirdvandva means without dvandva. Dvandva is shita, ushna, mana, apamana, then what? Sukha, dukkha, etc. This is called as dvandva. You will become free from all these kinds of dvandvas. How? You should have that kind of longing for Bhagavan. Hari Kirtani Vritti Vishwasa Hota. When you will have that firm faith in Bhagavan and in Nama Sankirtana of Bhagavan, that is what will happen. Right? So this is a great method of purifying our mind. See, what are we doing? On one side, if you see, we are removing negativities. But how are we removing negativities? Not by removing them, but by turning them towards God so that they become positive. So this is what is the point that beautifully Samarth Ramdas Swami explains here. Now, he starts the next topic. Next 3 verses, he says, stop worrying about the world. World will be fine. You worry about God. Worry about God means think about God. Don't think about the world. That is what he says. Let us read verse 78. Aho janara rama vishwasanahi तया पामरा बाधिजे सर्व काही, महाराज तो स्वामी कैवल्यदाता, वृथा वाहणे देह संसार चिंता. जय जय रघुवीर समर्थ. I tell you, Marathi language is so beautiful. And Vedji, all the time you say Sanskrit language is so beautiful, but what to do? Mother tongue is mother tongue. And such beautiful words he uses, Ramdas Swami, and such flowing poetry is there. He says, oh, Janara Rama Vishwasanahi, one who doesn't have faith in Sri Rama, Taya Pamara Badhize Sarvakahi. Such a person is Pamara. Pamara means fallen fellow. Why? Badhize Sarvakai, everything will become a problem for him. If you don't have faith in Bhagavan, then the entire world will become problem for you. Why? Because when we don't understand that there is Lord of the universe who is with me, then I become me against the world. Many people live like this. For them, everything is me against the world. They think that everybody is trying to pull me down. I have to prove it to everybody. No, we don't have to do any of that. We think government is against us. We think that our parents are against us. We think that our spouse is also against us. Our children are... What is this me versus the world? That is because we don't understand that we and world are on the same side. Why? Because we are on the side of God who has created the world. People go to so much of extent that they think that it is me versus God also. They think that God is trying to, put problems in my life. I will show him. Arey, what will you show him? He is not trying to put any problems in your life. He is trying to remove the problems. You are only not giving up problems. Aho janara Rama Vishwasanahi, Taya Pamara Badhize Sarvakai. Bhagavad Gita also says one who doesn't have faith gets destroyed. Isn't it? Adnyascha ashraddha dhanascha samshayatma vinashyati. Nayam lokosti na paraha na sukham samshayatmanah, says Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter. He says Adnyascha, one who is ignorant. Ashraddha dhanascha, one who doesn't have faith. On top of that, samshayatma, one who keeps doubting. Vinashyati, he perishes. Na ayam lokasti, he will not get anything in this world. Na paraha, not in any other world. Na sukham samshayatmanah. He can never be happy. When you have faith in God, you will know that whatever is happening is for my benefit. Today or tomorrow, I will realize how my benefit is coming from that. But let me not think about what and when and why. Let me just understand that whatever is happening, He knows. He knows why it is happening. I may not know why it is happening. He knows. Right? When Bhagavan is there, Maharajato Swami Kaivalya Data. Sri Rama is king, Maharaja, Kaivalya Data. He is the one who gives Kaivalya Moksha. He is the one who gives you liberation. When such God is there, Vritha Vahane Deha Samsara Chinta. And still you keep on thinking about Deha and Samsara, etc. What a foolish thing. That's why Guruji says one very beautiful thing. If you say, I have faith in God, and if you still worry, then that means you don't have faith in God. If I have faith, how can I worry? No, Veji, but see, we have to plan. Are you plan? But why are you worrying? Planning and worry are two different things. You plan. I want to do this, I want to do that. But whether it will happen or not, that is called worry. Why should that be there? If God wants me to have something, He will make sure that I have it. If He wants me in a particular place to do a particular thing, He will put me there. My job is very simple. Whatever is there in front of me, I should do. In Marathi, there is one abhanga in which it is said, Thevile anante taise chirahave, chitti asudhyave samadhana. Anante, that Bhagavan, Thevile, wherever He has kept you, should live there. The only thing that you should have in your heart is samadhana, is contentment. This is where God wants me to be. No desire of I want to be there, why God is not sending me there. Array, when He wants, when He thinks that you deserve it, He will send you. Don't worry. Stay where you are. He can give the entire world, he can give you moksha. Why are you worried about your body and this samsara, what will happen? Some people are there, no, they have so much of worry for the world. What will happen to the world? Oh, that glaciers are, melting, and what will happen to dogs and cats and tigers and lions, etc. No, it is all good thing. But what is the point in worrying? You do something about it. That is fine. When you go out from one room, you switch off all the electrical appliances, etc. You are trying to save the earth. That is fine. You are not hurting any animal. That is fine. But what is the point in worrying? You working for it is okay, but you worrying is not okay. What will happen to India? Nothing will happen to India. What will happen to our Hindu Dharma? Nothing will happen to Hindu Dharma. It has been going on for so many years. Yes, you do whatever needs to be done, but don't worry. Swami Advayanand, our Acharyaji, when I was studying, he used to say one very nice thing. He used to say, this is God's world, you relax. You stop worrying about all these things. This is His world. If He thinks that there is some change required, He will do it. And if He wants that change to happen through you, He will put you there. You do your job. Stop worrying. I have what? Deal with God. Partnership with God. What? I do my duty, He worries. Partners, no? Equal partners. We have divided work. Work where action is required, my responsibility, my responsibility. Worrying is required, his responsibility. Or but what will happen? That is his problem, not my problem. And actually speaking, there is no point in thinking about the world so much because the world is not real. Now he gives the highest knowledge also. Verse number 79. Don't think only in Mandukya, etc. Here also it will come. Same thing will come. Mana pavana bhavana raghavachi dhari antari sodi chinta bhavachi bhavachi jiva manava bhuli theli nase vastuchi dharana vyartha geli. Jai Jai Raghuveer Samartha. Samarth Ramdas Swami says, Mana Pavana Bhavana Raghavachi. To meditate on Bhagavan and that feeling of love and devotion towards Bhagavan is Pavana, is purest feeling which will purify you. Dhari Antari, that you hold on to. Sodi Chinta Bhavachi, and give up the worry and thinking about the world. Why? Bhavachi Jiva Manava Bhuli Theli. When you start dwelling on this world too much, bhuli theli, it will take you, it will entangle you in this samsara. And then what? Nase vastuchi dharana. And what are you thinking about? Nase vastuchi. That which is not there in reality. Vastu means that which is actually there. Vastu sthiti. That which is actually there. Nase vastuchi. Something which is not there, you are thinking too much about it. Dharana vyartha geli. To think about it is utter wastage. See, the source reason why we think so much about the world is because we think it is real. That's the point. Isn't it? Actually it is happening. That's what we think. My children are really my children. That's what we think. Huh? Veji? Means my children are not my children. What? My children? This my is a big no. Is the biggest false. Children are children. There is nothing called as my children, my job, my hat. What my hat? My house. What my house? मुंग्या म्हणती घरामुचे, पाली म्हणती घरामुचे, झुरळ म्हणती घरामुचे. In Marathi it says, you are telling that this is my house. Ants are also telling that this is their house. Zhural means cockroaches are also telling that this is their house. And pal means what? They are on the walls. They are also telling. Everybody is saying this is my house, this is my house. Lizards. All of them are telling that only. This is my house, this is my house. What is this my house? This is a house. Full stop. This my is all false thinking in our mind. Nase vastuchi dharana, something that is not there. Why are you thinking so much? World is not there. And the way it appears, it is surely not how it appears. Bhagavan Shankaracharya in Bhaja Govindam hits on every such delusion. You think people are yours? Okay, let me tell you. When you will die, the same wife will be afraid of that dead body. The same people who said nice things about you will start cursing you and criticizing you. For all the blame they will put on you only. This is the reality of the people. He says, you think money is everything, and that same money becomes the cause of calamity. Why? Because the money makes even your son your enemy. This is the reality of wealth. He will show reality of everything and he will say, what delusion you have on this? Therefore, there is only one thing which is real, that is Bhagavan. Let us focus on that. That is what he says in the next verse and concludes the topic. Let us see. Verse number 80. Dhara Shrivara Tyahara Antarate Tara Dustara Tyapara Sagarate Sara Visara Tyabhara Durbharate Kara Nikara Tyakhara Matsarate. Jai Jai Raghuvira Samartha. Very beautiful example of, using phrases which sound very similar. Alliteration. Dhara Shrivara Tyahara Antarati. Dhara, hold on to. Shrivara. Shrivara is, Vara means husband. Shri is Mahalakshmi. Shrivara means husband of Mahalakshmi. Bhagavan only. Shrivara Antarate Dhara. You hold on to this God in your mind. Hara, like Hara has done. Hara is Lord Shiva. Like Hara, Lord Shiva has done, you also hold on to this Bhagavan in your mind. And then, Tara Dustara Tyapara Sagarate. Tara, crossover. Crossover what? Sagarate Tara. Cross over this ocean of samsara, which is para, which is huge, and Dustara, which is difficult to cross over. You hold on to Bhagavan in your heart, and you can cross over this terrible samsara without any effort. Sara Visara Tyabhara Durbharate. He says, Sara, whatever you want to eat, you just eat and Visara and forget about all that. Don't think too much about it. Durbharate, why? Because it is very difficult to fill. Now here technically he is not just talking about stomach, that you are eating food and whenever you feel hungry you eat food and you forget. No, he is telling your mind has so many desires. No, you want this, you want that. If there is desire, fulfill that and forget it. Just go ahead. Don't keep on thinking about it. Kara Nikaratya Kara Mastarate. And what you should do, give up all this kind of matsara. Nikara. Give up. Khara means donkey. He says matsara, jealousy is like that donkey. Give up. Give up that. See, this matsara is the culmination of all negativities actually. Hatred. Any other negativities will finally lead to matsara only. Whether it is kama or krodha or lobha or moha, mada, finally it is going to lead to matsara only. He says give up all that matsara. Hold on to Bhagavan in your heart. Cross the ocean of samsara, which is, so to say, very terrible, very difficult to cross. Whatever desires, little bit, you fulfill. Don't keep too much of focus on that. Whatever is necessary to live, you live. To live, food is required. You give some food to the body. That's it. Don't let your thoughts go to that too much. Keep your thoughts on God only. This is what he is telling. Now he takes up next topic of how this Bhagavan's name is the best of all sadhanas, and he is going to explain it further. We will see in the next class. From today onwards, every class we will end with little bit of Nama Sankirtana. Okay? Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, 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 Jaya Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Ram. सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, राधावर कृष्णचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.